What Bible verses can I use to get my son out of his depression? Oh, I didn't think people could be this thick. We're gonna do some InsanePeopleQuora today. Quora is a website where you can go and ask questions and get answers from all around the world. Let's get into the more insane ones. Here we go. There's a neighbor who keeps asking me to take off my shirt. What should I do? You know, sir, I really don't want to take off my shirt, but if you're gonna keep on asking me. My son just dropped several of his action figures off the balcony and said it's a small price to pay for salvation. Could he be in a gang or a cult? Definitely in a cult. It's the new thing. Everybody's doing it. I just love these tags. Salvation Army, action figures, gangsters, cults. I restrict my son to 1 hour of video games per day and punish him if he deviates. Will this prevent him from playing video games in college? Definitely, that's the best way to do it. My daughter is having a phase of depression. Which essential oil will speed this up? Speed up the depression. We're trying to depress faster, okay? Personal legal advice. My neighbors moved my dog's poop from their lawn to my doorstep. If I put it back where my dog intended it to rest, can I be held liable? Now that is a shitty situation. Why would you even want to touch it and put it back there? Why did the neighbors move it in the first place? This is definitely somewhere in America. Question added. Atheism and God. If God didn't exist, how do atheists explain that airplanes can fly successfully for hours without falling down, despite their density being much higher than the air? Who protects the lives of people on airplanes? There's no other way to explain it. It must be God. Should I tell my 30-year-old son he shouldn't be dating a 15-year-old girl? I'm just gonna hope that one's a troll. My neighbors keep cattle that moo at and bother my dog. If I kill them at night and eat them, can I be held liable? Yeah, you can be held liable, but that's only if you get caught. Question added. Water, a topic you might like. How would a human react if a metal tubing is inserted in his throat via the mouth and boiling water is passed through it? Ouch. You're probably gonna scream a lot. Well, gargle. If God didn't exist, how do atheists explain how fish and other aquatic organisms can breathe despite living inside water and having no connection with the atmosphere? That's definitely a new one. I haven't heard that one before. Christianity and Judaism. Is it a sin to let your cat drink your bath water? If you're Belle Delphine and you're making money off that bath water, that would definitely be a sin. How can I stop disabled people with the cashless debit card going to my store to get milk and flour for scones? They should be just eating vegetables. In Australia, why are people so entitled? What? What does that even mean? They should just be eating vegetables. You don't need no scones. You don't need to enjoy life. A scone sounds good right now. I'm concerned about my daughter. She's 17 and still watches cartoons. She insists that anime is not childish. What should I do? Luckily, they're almost 18 and they can get the heck out of there. Ain't nobody got time for that. People skills. What is a subtle way to demoralize a person? Come on now. We're just gonna hope that one's a troll as well. I think that my dog is extremely hideous. Should I sell it or should I simply deal with it? Take it to a homeless shelter. Don't sell it, put it up for adoption. My 15-year-old daughter locks her door from the outside when she's not home. Does anyone know why this is? You don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. I have found jars of urine under my 17-year-old's bed. What should I do? Oh, why? I'd probably call the police. Make them deal with it. Teenagers and teenage years. I asked an 18-year-old woman, I'm 18, for photos of her feet and created a fake account to get them. I said I was an artist, didn't impersonate anyone. How can I go about telling this person the truth? Yeah, hi. I'm actually not an artist. I just wanted photos of your feet. How do I force my daughter not to have depression? It's essential oils. Didn't we already figure this one out? You just force feed him the essential oils. How do I tell my wife I got both of her sisters pregnant? I think you're gonna have to flee the country on that one, bro. There's 5 answers there. Hopefully you chose a good one. Is watching anime safe? Answer, July 11th. Watching anime is dangerous. Seriously. I found an anti-vax picture on my son's phone. I smashed his phone and locked him in his room. Did I go too far? They definitely subscribe to anti-vax. If Jesus returned to the US and got caught up in a mass shooting, what would he do? Would he be the good guy with the gun? No, not Jesus. No way. My tenant asked me to remove the security cameras from around the apartment. I use the camera to make sure she doesn't do anything inappropriate. What should I tell her? Yeah, all these security cameras around here, can you please just get rid of them? We don't need security. We don't need all these cameras watching, okay? Question added. Crushes. How should I ask out my cousin? Go for gold. Is a vagina a living or a non-living thing? That's a very good question. Can an 80-year-old woman get pregnant from a 13-year-old boy? Come on. My 13-year-old daughter had a baby, and I'm stuck at home raising my grandchild pretty well 24/7. How do I make her more responsible for her child? How do I stop my 3-year-old sister from twerking? My 16-year-old daughter wants to go to a convention with her friend and her family. How should I stop her? Come on, some of these are toxic questions. Can unmarried girl produce milk? Can I breastfeed my husband while pregnant? You can do whatever the hell you want. Is it okay to get 6 butt injections at once for a 15-year-old? 1 is probably too many for a 15-year-old. Just gonna say that. My daughter works way too many hours at her job. She's 23 and works 80 plus hours a week as a receptionist. It's ridiculous. Should I email her boss? Should I send a lawyer to her work? Sounds like your average full-time job to me. In the pen, if you wager a cookie in a bet with another inmate but you lose and eat the cookie, what will happen to you? Will you go to heaven if you accept Christ as your Lord and Savior? I'm pretty sure stealing is a sin, but honestly, that's probably worth it for a cookie. Cat has low self-esteem. I have a cat who's really fat, and anytime someone sees him, they say, "Oh my gosh, that cat is fat." I think he's starting to become self-conscious about his weight. Whenever people say that, he becomes really sad and withdrawn. I developed a kitty girdle from handkerchiefs and gauze, but he didn't like it very much. How can I help with his self-esteem? Quit letting your rude friends over there calling him fat. What do they expect? I was intimate with a woman, and as she orgasmed, she started to speak in possessed demonic tongues. Should I be worried? That's how I met your mom, kids. My 16-year-old daughter said the N-word and I'm scared. Who should I call? What should I do? Should I get physical? Should I attack her? No answers yet. This one should be easy. Just say it back to her. Give her a little taste of her own medicine. Is it wrong to punish a 13-year-old child for bad grades by locking her in a closet for 6 hours? Why or why not? If you have to ask this question, you might have problems. Is it possible that the reason we now live twice as long as our ancestors is because we actually live for the same lifespan, but the Earth's rotation is sped up during this time? Someone's asking the real questions. If you get pooped on by a bird, how do you get revenge? If I can see the answers on any of these, it's definitely going to be this one. Can wearing a sock over my penis cause any harm? No, it's just protection. Would Jesus approve of keeping children in cages, or would he condemn it? I'm asking for a friend. If you saw a pedo get stabbed to death and the police come to question you since they have intuition that you are a witness, would you tell them you saw nothing? Because you ain't no snitch. Chihuahuas. I accidentally gave my Mexican dog a hot Cheeto and he loved it, yet in Europe, other dogs run away from it. Is it because they're not Mexican? I'm just glad I don't have to answer any of these questions. Let me know what you thought about this one. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you all next time. Peace.